Explaining credit scores like you're stupid. Saint has a secret number. Saint didn't choose it. Saint didn't build it. But it decides whether Saint gets the apartment, the car, the phone, basically anything Saint wants that Saint can't pay for immediately in cash. Most people go their whole life not understanding this number. They just watch it go up, feel happy, watch it go down, feel sad, like it's a mood ring for adults. Today, that changes. Sit down, Saint. We're doing this properly. What is a credit score? Saint wants a new phone. Saint doesn't have enough coins. So Saint asks the coin bank for help. The coin bank says, sure, we can lend you the coins, but first, how do we know you'll actually pay us back? That's where the number comes in. Every time Saint borrows coins and pays them back, the coin bank writes it down. Did Saint pay on time? Did Saint pay in full? Did Saint disappear for 3 months and pretend the debt didn't exist? All of that gets turned into one number, somewhere between 300 and 850. This number is called a credit score, and it follows Saint everywhere, whether Saint likes it or not. The score isn't about how smart Saint is. It's not about how much Saint makes. It's not a report card for being a good person. It only answers one question. If we lend Saint coins, will we get them back? That's the whole game. Who decides Saint's number? 3 coin banks. Let's call them Big Bank, Middle Bank, and Small Bank because Saint doesn't need to know their real names. Saint just needs to know they exist. Nobody voted these 3 banks into power. They just quietly became the judges of Saint's entire financial life. And here's the annoying part. They don't always agree. Saint might have 3 slightly different scores depending on who's asked because each bank might have slightly different information or weigh things differently. Confusing? Yes. Saint's problem anyway? Also yes. How does Saint get a coin card in the first place? First, Saint goes to the coin bank. But the coin bank won't just hand a coin card to any random Saint who walks in. Saint has to prove they pay for things regularly, that they pay back what they owe, and that they pay back on time. All of that history is what builds the score in the first place. The better Saint score, the more likely Saint gets approved, and the more coins Saint gets trusted to borrow. Above 740, Saint is good. Above 800, Saint is very good, basically financial royalty. Below 580, Saint is not good. Not good at all. Banks get nervous around Saint. Credit limit. Having a coin card doesn't mean Saint has unlimited coins. Most beginner cards only let Saint borrow around 1,000 coins to start. But as the bank trusts Saint more, over time, they raise that number and let Saint borrow more. But why use a coin card instead of Saint's own coins? A few reasons. Maybe Saint can't afford the whole thing right now, but can afford smaller amounts spread out over time. Maybe Saint wants to build up the score, so the bank trusts Saint with bigger stuff later, like a car or a house. Maybe something unexpected happened, and Saint needs to borrow coins fast to cover it. Coin cards are also generally safer. If someone steals Saint's card, Saint doesn't actually lose any coins. The thief is spending the bank's coins, not Saint's, and banks are usually quick to shut that down. Coin cards also protect Saint against scams. If Saint accidentally pays for something fake, the bank has a real incentive to step in and help because it's their coins on the line too. But the biggest reason people actually sign up? Rewards. Banks want Saint using the coin card constantly, so they bribe Saint into it. Bonus coins, points toward hotels, points toward flights, gift cards at specific stores. Most cards even throw in a sign-up bonus if Saint spend a certain amount in the first few months. Sounds like a win-win, doesn't it, Saint? Free coins for spending coins Saint was already going to spend. What could possibly go wrong? Credit card debt. Here's what could go wrong. If Saint doesn't pay back everything borrowed, the bank charges extra. This extra charge is called interest. Interest just means the cost of borrowing. It's calculated as a percentage of what Saint owes. So if Saint borrows 100 coins with a 10% interest rate, Saint now owes the original 100 plus 10 more in interest. This only kicks in if Saint doesn't pay the full balance on time or only pays the bare minimum. Compound interest. This is the part that confuses people, mostly because it sounds more complicated than it is. Compound interest just means the bank charges Saint extra. Every single day, Saint doesn't pay back the debt, and that extra amount is based on the new, bigger total, not the original amount. Let's slow down and watch it happen. Saint borrows 100 coins with a monthly interest rate of 2% and forgets to pay it back. After month 1, the bank adds 2% of 100. That's 2 coins, so now Saint owes 102. After month 2, the bank adds 2% of 102, not the original 100. That's about 2 more coins, so now Saint owes just over 104. After month 3, same thing again, and now Saint owes just over 106. Small numbers at first, but the longer Saint waits, the faster it snowballs, because every charge is based on the newest, bigger number, not the number Saint started with. This is exactly why coin card debt is so hard to escape once it builds momentum. Even if Saint pays the minimum every month to avoid extra late fees, most of that payment goes straight toward interest, barely touching the actual debt underneath it. And then there are the fees. Setting up the card, sometimes a fee. Paying late, a fee. Just having the card for a year, sometimes an annual fee. Taking coins out of a coin machine, a fee. Using the card too much in certain ways, a fee. Not using it enough, somehow, also a fee. Spending in another country, a fee. It genuinely feels like the bank invents a new fee every time Saint blinks. So, tips for Saint, since Saint clearly needs them. This isn't financial advice, so don't come back and blame me. But if Saint was getting a coin card, here's what Saint should remember. Coin cards are powerful tools, and with great power comes great responsibility and also great potential for Saint to ruin their own life. Coin cards are not free coins. Check the APR first. That's the annual percentage rate, and it tells Saint the real yearly cost of borrowing, fees included. Pick a card that rewards the things Saint already spends money on, not the things Saint wishes they bought. Only spend what Saint can actually pay off within the month. To keep the score healthy, try to stay under 30% of the limit before paying it down. Track every expense. Set reminders. And always pay the full balance, not just the minimum. That's it, Saint. That's the whole thing. There was no secret. Nobody just ever bothered explaining it properly. Now, they have.